Welcome all from whichever corner of the world you're in. One thing is certain, we all have to take pain, even to get relief from the pain and to find pleasure and meaning in our life. And if we were to make our life more meaningful and more pleasurable, we need to come out of 10 immoral deeds and establish 10 moral deeds. In this life itself, we have challenges every now and then, small and big, medium, doesn't matter. What is common among all the beings is they have to take the pain to gain something. So today, let's take this pain to reduce the pain we go or we undertake in seeking the projects, seeking opportunities which we like and don't get. And in order to get that, we end up doing a lot of deeds that might cause us problem in this life or in future lives. If I don't believe in the future life, that's still an obstacle, but it's okay. But the suffering and the pain I'm going to undergo to make what I feel should work is going to be far surmounting than the future life. So when I reflect upon that, the only thing I can do right now is to correct myself. And the correction can happen in the body and in the speech and in the mind. So let me start the contemplation and make the moral deeds as my samadhi or maintaining a particular state of mind. So the sutta I'll be referring is called Chunda Sutta, Anguttara Nikaya 10.176. I have put this in the description as well. Leaving out the initial sections, I will directly go to that section where I need to do the correction. So now I'm going to take what is by kaya, the collection of many things called as the body in English. So there are threefold. First thing is out of ignorance, not knowing that they are beings, can be mosquito, can be ants, can be shark, can be animals, wild or domesticated, or those born out of egg, or those born out of moisture, those born in the mud. I feel that they don't deserve to exist. because the food I want to eat, it's mine. With that wrong notion, I've been doing many mistakes. But I find they are like me, fighting for food, nothing else. What is that I'm doing? Same thing. So there are certain people who take the life as in the breath. Every breath we are taking, the life source is going away automatically. Nobody needs to come and kill another. It's automatic. When I watch it, that all of them are breathing, all of them are fear of what is going to happen. All have to feed. There's nothing else. So I immediately stop harming and killing any living beings. And what's the next thing? I used to steal, I used to borrow, I used to beg. If I see something and like it, go and ask, hey, could I beg this from you for a few days? I beg that you give it to me out of ignorance, not knowing the harm I'm doing to myself, not to others. Let's say my friend would ever give it, but still it is begging. Why should I beg? And then I ask him, can I borrow this for a few days? Why? What's the need? He struggled to get that. Why should I take it from him? If I can afford, why don't I go and buy it myself? Now I see the danger in doing what I was doing. I was begging, I was borrowing. Now I'm stealing because I want it. Can I steal this from you for a few days? I don't think so. Anybody's going to give me. But I would like to steal. Just like we put a billboard which says, steal the show. What it means, you enjoy without paying for it. So I don't want to do begging. I don't want to do borrowing. I don't want to do stealing. Because for all the three, effort is required. Now my question comes, why should I put effort to develop bad qualities? Too much of effort. I have to plan. I have to do the schemes. I have to do something where the person get hoodwinked. I have to convince. And if nothing works, I need the product. I need that service. I will steal. But I'm taking so much pain in doing it. What's the need? He's taken so much pain to accumulate it. Let him enjoy. That's okay. Then the third one. Third one is of two types. One sensual, another one sexual. In the Chunda Sutta, he talks about sexual. Because sensual can somehow be managed, but sexual cannot be managed. What is sensual? Out of the six senses, I would like to enjoy that object. Even though at that point in time, it's not mine. But I want to make it mine. I don't mind paying good amount of money or making some adjustments or influencing or doing something that will make me enjoy that sense. Let's say I want to go to a movie and my friend is going free of cost. I will ask him, why don't you ask your friend to give me one ticket? And he manages to get the ticket. This is the sensual kind of misconduct. Not required. What's there? Similarly, on the sexual side of it, the first thing, I shouldn't be having a sexual relationship with a woman or a lady who has their mother, father, both their mother and father, brother, sister, relatives, or somebody caretaker or a guardian. Shouldn't be having any relationship with a woman who is protected on the Dhamma she is following, or who has an husband, or who has created some kind of bad deeds and she's going through the imprisonment by the law, or that girl has been just now got engaged, but I would like to enjoy that girl. Now the question comes, why the girl? Why not the man? Well, the weaknesses of a man is towards the woman than the other way around. What's the proof? Well, then a lot of male prostitutes would be there than the female prostitutes. That's the answer. Straightforward answer. So, every man has a weakness or woman, and hence a sexual misconduct is more related to man than the woman. And that is so true. I might not agree. But yes, my eyes goes and sees the woman body parts. Seems so innocent, but not. Have lust in my eyes. So let me refrain from doing it. It's harmful to me. It might be or might not be harmful to that girl or to the woman, but I will refrain from doing it for myself, for my own good. What if she catches me watching and she abuses me with bad words or anger, saying that how dare you see my body like that, as though you want to eat? I will not touch any woman, any girl in inappropriate way, but I love to do it. Now I have to put and refrain or put a lock, put a stop to this bad habit I have developed. Well, sometimes I would like to see pornographic material. Again, the same problem. From today, I would not do it. So these are the three things by the body. Because I'm watching the body. That's the reason it is kaya. The sexual urge is there on the body, using the body. When I say the body, it doesn't mean the body itself wants it. It is the mind using the body. When I see a woman, I'm seeing the body to be enjoyed, not the woman. It's so shameful for me. I'll refrain from doing that. That's not required. Then I come by speech. There are four of them. So, first one is lying. Well, if you are in business, if you are in profession, if you are married, you are unmarried, going to school, going here, we are used to telling lies in one way or the other. It's called soft lies. Because without lying, sales cannot be made. Without lying, things cannot be got. So we are used to it. Or at least I'm used to that way, if not others. So this teaching is for me to correct my sins, to refrain from telling lies. What are these lies? So when someone is summoned to a council or an assembly or a family meeting, a guild or a royal court, and asked to be a witness, and that person asks him, do say what you know, not knowing you're not supposed to say, I'm knowing. Knowing you're not supposed to say, I don't know. And that's a witness. Now I'll say, not knowing as knowing, not knowing or knowing as unknowing, both of them. Because I feel that I want to protect someone that I shouldn't be doing. So if it is yes, it is yes. If it is no, it is no. There's nothing to gain and nothing to lose. It's a very trivial thing, but it harms me more than anything because by being a liar, nobody believes me. Basically, what I will become as a loner, no use. So I will refrain from lying. Then I don't want to slander or do a divisive speech. So I don't want to repeat in one place what they heard in another so as to divide people against each other. So I don't want to divide those who are harmonious, supporting division, which I will not do. Delighting in division, I don't want to delight in division. Loving division, I wouldn't do that. And I wouldn't speak words that promote division. That means I'm not going to talk about religion, ethnicity, clan, color of the skin, knowledge. What should one wear? What shouldn't another wear? All those are trivial. If somebody doesn't want to wear a dress, that's his problem or her problem. How it is my problem. So why should I go and talk behind their backs? Not required. I would refrain from doing that. Then there is harsh speech. I know it's going to hurt him, but I want that message to go to him. What a bad behavior I have. I will refrain from uttering harsh speech from today. My volume will not go up. It will only be compassionate because that person is in pain as much as I am in pain. So why should I heat myself up? Because to become harsh, I need to use more energy. More force has to be used. Not required. Absolutely useless. So I'll refrain from doing that. And finally, I would not talk nonsense. What are these nonsense subject? How is our prime minister doing? How is our country doing? How is our area doing? How is our friend doing? How is that doing? How is the movie doing? How is the entertainment center doing? How are these selfie takers doing? And whether they should be doing that way or this way or another way. And when I go to a profession, I keep on acting smart, trying to please someone, and talking nonsense things which doesn't relate to the project or to the work I'm doing. All these are harmful activities for me. I will immediately shut down these activities. They don't lead me to liberation. They don't lead me to peace. I can see myself that all these four, lying, slandering, harsh speech, and talking nonsense, which is gossiping, really doesn't help. It just takes out energy, makes me fully tired. Instead, why don't I dwell in Dhamma? I'll just do that. I don't want to use my sound or the voice for wrong things. I will refrain from doing these four sinful acts right here, right now. And I take this solemn pledge that I wouldn't do this from now on. Whatever has happened has happened. That cannot be changed. But I will not do this for, because they lead me to bad existence. They make me untrustworthy. People will not like. When they hear my sound in a high pitch, their ears hurt. So they become angry. Because of my behavior, they become angry. So I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't wish them to become angry. So let me not do it. Out of pressure, out of pleasure, both. I will not. Same thing with the body. I will not harm or kill any living beings. I will not steal anything, because that person has really struggled hard to get what he has got. And finally, I will not have any sexual relationship with anyone, even with the wife, because that is harming her also. It takes me to more and more lower realms of existence. If I am aiming higher, this is not required. So again, I'm taking a solemn pledge, a vow, that I will not do these three things by the body. Now, coming to three things by the mind. Now I have something called abhiccha, which means trying to have more than what I have. Abhi means excess, ichha means desire, excess than what it should be. To an extent that I don't want the other person to have it. Simple. I deserve it more than anybody else. Let me refrain from that kind of attitude. Why? Because it turns me into an animalistic existence. It's so much of pain I need to take to possess something which is so trivial, very trivial. So let's say somebody has iPhone and I want to possess it. I'm dying to buy it. Why? What's the point in burning oneself so much? I already have a phone. So I will refrain from doing that just because somebody has it. It's not because I want to buy, it's because somebody has it. That's the problem. And in fact, I deserve more than what he has. I should have got it first and he got it. Or she got it. Now, let me refrain from. So I will stop this thinking that what others have be mine. Instead, I'll replace it with what others have, let them enjoy. Doesn't matter whether I have it or not, because I get what I deserve and they get what they deserve. So we all get what we deserve. So looking at that, I find contentment. So I don't feel anything that I need to possess. So it's such a peaceful state. And then the second one, let me not have any ill will and malicious intention. Let me not wish that may these beings be killed or slaughtered or slain or destroyed or annihilated. Let them not suffer. Let me not have so much of anger, so much of prejudice, so much of aggression, so much of frustration, so much of rage. Why? The breath is same for all of us. All the beings, they are breathing and they're losing in every breath. Why should I feel like that? Somebody's life is long and somebody's life is short, but they are going to leave this place. So let me not cultivate this ill will. Instead, let me cultivate concord, not discord. Let me cultivate loving kindness towards every being, because they have to take the pain of finding the food. They have to take the pain of finding a shelter. None of us can say that we are not really struggling and taking this pain for food and shelter and clothing and medicine every given day. The amount of plastics, the amount of chemicals, the amount of industrialization, the amount of consumption, the amount of production we are doing shows that. We don't care. So let me not do that. And the last one, wrong view. So there is always a meaning in giving. The more I give, the lighter I become. Let me give. The more I not only give, but celebrate with others, it's even more better. And I give offerings to people who come. And there is always a fruit and result of good and bad deeds in this life or in the future lives to come. There is afterlife. And there is an obligation towards mother and father. There is a special relationship between the son and the daughter and the father and mother, which we have to respect. And there are beings who are reborn spontaneously above the human realm. There are beings who are born spontaneously. And there are no ascetics or Brahmin who are well attained and practiced and who describes the afterlife after realizing it with their own sight. I don't believe. Instead, I'll change that. I'll say, I believe that there is an opportunity in me also, if well attained and well practiced, can describe the afterlife through their own insight. And I'm 100% sure of what I saw in 1995 when I had an out of body experience. So I exactly know that there is an afterlife. And I exactly know that whatever is there in the Buddha Dhamma is not fabricated. It works. So these are the 10 immoral deeds replaced with 10 moral deeds. So what I said is refraining, that is making it moral, but promoting those, that is doing the other way around, is immoral. So all the time I need to check 3 by body, 4 by speech, and 3 by mind. And when I do it, the release is just there. There is no suffering, there is no pain of putting in more energy to do all of these sinful acts. And every sinful act requires meticulous planning, meticulous exertion, and the effort. Whereas moral deeds are like lightweight. There is effort, but it's very lightweight. Whereas these are very heavy. I don't want to do things which are too heavy, burdens. Whereas I want to do those which are very light, very comfort giving, very peaceful. So why don't I reform myself this very minute to be a noble person, to practice 10 moral deeds? And this is the first step of Buddha Dhamma. Thought about sharing it. Thank you for listening. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.